it going, guys? Welcome to episode 6 of my Feed the Beast Let's Play. This is actually part 2 of what I started on episode 5. Episode 5 was a bit of a long video, but that's because we touched on turtles, we touched on coding, and I built my pulverizer, which is the first step into the Buildcraft machines, the Buildcraft powered machines. But most of the episode was spent fiddling with this little guy, our wireless mining turtle. But he's wireless, but we didn't utilize any of the wireless features. So what I'm going to have to do now is figure out how to get this guy to talk to this guy. And I'd also like to put some monitors right here. I don't know if I'll use the monitors yet, but I'd like to have them. They look really cool, and I'm a nerd. So we'll need a lot more stone. How much stone do I have? Oh no, I don't even have, oh, I have plenty. Awesome. I'm gonna make 4 monitors. But bam, and some glass. I'm actually gonna make, I'll do 6 monitors. That's a lot of stone, but that's okay. Cause I really like these little, can I put the wireless modem on top? Cause that would be glorious if I could do that. Let's find out. Can I break this? Awesome, I can put it on top. Great, that means I can put the monitor here. Oops, can I not place this on glass? There we go. That's kind of obnoxious. I should probably move this. Where to put this, guys? Let's put the computer in the floppy drive here, and then we'll move the monitors there. That sounds good. I need an X. But yeah, today I'd like to figure out how to get these two guys to talk to each other. And from the research I've done, I think the way it works is you can't necessarily send commands to the turtles. You would actually send anything that you have in the form of messages. And the way the messages work is I would have to say, I'd have to put this little guy into like a receiving mode, and I would say, hey, you could just keep checking your message, and whenever your message turns into this, do that. If your message is this, then do that. And then I'd be able to have that set up to where he would just be checking his messages essentially. And once he gets a certain message, he would do a certain task. But that's the way I think I know how to do it. So I'm going to do it that way for now until one of you lovely people tell me differently, or I discover something else. So I'm going to put that up there. Move these. I hope these don't break. Nope, just blocks. There we go. Got a nice big old monitor. Don't even know how to work this thing, but it's pretty. Okay, let's see. Help monitor. Monitor will connect to an attached monitor peripheral and run a program on its display. Examples: monitor left hello will run the hello program on the monitor to the left of the computer. Wow, that's pretty easy. Monitor left hello. Hey, look at that. It worked. This monitor might be too big, but that's okay. Monitor top edit foo. Oh, right. Foo is just the drive name, or the file name. We'll edit the program on the top monitor. Oh, that's cool. So if I go edit test, and I'm gonna write some gibberish here, and I'll save the function test. If I go monitor left edit test, oh, that's neat. But I can't use it. I have to be in the computer. Oh, that's neat. Okay, okay. So I can do it, I just can't see it. That's kind of silly. Can I hide this? Just one sec, guys. I'm gonna go to the ComputerCraft wiki and see what the terminal commands are. Okay, guys, as it turns out, you cannot hide the monitor, so I'm not really sure what the purpose of this is. Unless I was maybe trying to display my code to someone, like I had a buddy here, like let's say Aaron Plays Technic came into my world, and I was having some issue with some code. I could do this, and then he could watch me edit the code, I guess. Yeah, because when you press backspace, it goes away. So I guess that's what that's for. But we're gonna have a monitor here. Let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can connect to this turtle. So We're gonna move this little guy. We're gonna put him right here, facing us. There we go. And I have to turn his little red net on. So red net, open. That would be on his right, I believe. Or is it left? Let's find out. Bingo, that's on his right, because you access him from, or I wonder if it's his right or if it's the right of the computer screen. Whatever, it's on, that's all that matters. So now we need to turn this one's on. Red net dot open top. Is that, oops, I hit enter by mistake. Boom, now we have that open. Is my floppy disk in there? Okay. What do you mean nil? What? Nil? Oh, I'm in Lua. Wow, I just had a panic attack. I was like, what do you mean CD doesn't work? Oof. Okay. No, I'm in LS. Okay, so now we have a disk, ROM, and test. We want to delete the test function because I don't want functions on my computers. I'm sorry, test program. So we're going to change directory to the disk, and this is where we're going to do all our programming. Well, kinda, I don't know. Maybe not. So what we want to do is we want to be able to send a message from the computer to the turtle. So if we go help rednet, we'll see the commands for rednet. Open, close, is open. I'm guessing is open gives a true or a false. Functions for sending messages to other computers, rednet announce, rednet send, rednet broadcast. Okay, so send is to a specific computer and broadcast is to all computers. Neato. Functions for receiving message, rednet receive timeout, returns sender ID and message. So if, let's see what that does. Timeout, I'm assuming is a time value. So if I go into Lua prompt and I go into rednet.receive, and I guess let's do 10 seconds. Okay, so that's a time, I think. Or I locked my computer up. One of the two things. Oh, yeah, so it's about 10 seconds. So let's put that on a 20. Actually, let's give this computer an ID before I do that. So year 2, what do we want to name our computer? Let's name the computer Skynet. That's cool. So the ID is now set to, actually, I believe the Lua ID. Okay, there we go. The Lua ID is different from the computer label. So his ID, the thing that rednet is going to call, is going to be Skynet. Now we should set this guy an ID. He doesn't have an ID, so we're going to label him Frank, because that's his name. So now ID should return Frank. Awesome. Next step, we want to be able to send messages from this guy to this guy. So if we... let's see. I should be able to put... One second, guys. I'm going to have to think about this and get an idea what I'm doing. I'll be right back. Okay, guys. I did a little bit of Google Foo, and I think I found a handful of commands that are really going to be helpful. They are... Oops. Not in Minecraft. There we go. The first one is rednet open, that we've already used. The second is message is equal to rednet.receive, and what this is going to do is it's going to set up the variable named message, and it's going to set it to whatever is received through rednet. So we're going to use this message variable to hold our information. So whenever we have a function, it's going to refer to the message variable. So we're going to have our computer over there send a message, send the word dance to this guy. He's going to store the word dance in his message file, and then we're going to have a function that reads the message file, and it'll say, if the message file says dance, then dance. If not, then print an error, letting the user know that the function it received is not recognized. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get this to work. So first we want to go into edit. We're going to call this dance. No, not dance. Dance is already a function. We're going to call it Wi-Fi. So for the Wi-Fi function, we're going to want to open the wireless modem. That's already open. But we'll code it in there anyway, just so if it's not open, I don't have to do that separately. Because I think if you open it, let's check that before I get too far into this. Rednet.open write. Rednet.open write, no such program. Oh, I'm not in Lua. That's why that didn't work. Oops. Rednet.open write. Okay. And it's still open, so that's good. So let's just double check and make sure I didn't get my sides mixed up. Open left. Okay, so you can, it's redundant. You can open it more than once and it won't toggle. That's what I wanted to check. So if we go to edit Wi-Fi, which is the program we called, we're going to go to Wi-Fi, rednet.open write, and that's going to make sure his modem is on. And we're going to say, let's put in a message here. Let's see. We're going to say, I think I hear a skeleton, and it might shoot me, but that's okay. We're going to say, awaiting orders. 1 second. Let me go. Where is this? Are you outside? You on my house? Nope. Okay. Nowhere important. But edit Wi-Fi. Okay. So what's gonna happen so far is we're gonna run Wi-Fi. It's gonna make sure the wireless router on the right is open. It's going to print the words awaiting orders, which is just kind of cool. Then it's going to what would be the next command? I think it would be ID message equal to rednet dot receive. Okay. And then how do you 1 second, guys. Got to do a little bit of Google. Okay, guys, I wasn't sure how to call the functions, but I looked up a little guide, and they have it here. So what I'm going to do is term clear. What that's going to do is it's going to open rednet, print awaiting orders, receive a message. Once it receives a message, it's going to clear the screen, and then it's going to proceed. And now we'll say if message, the variable we defined, is equal to dance, then we're going to, now this is the kicker, instead of having to type out the dance function, we can type shell.run, and that'll run a function that's on the non-Lua prompt side of the computer. So you know how if we type dance into the prompt, it'll dance. Well, if you go into Lua and type dance, it just says, what the fuck? What's a dance? What is that? That's not a function. I don't know how to read that. What shell run does is it backs out into the turtle's shell, the turtle OS shell, and then it runs a program defined as dance, and turtle OS knows how to read that. It would say, oh, you want me to dance? Got it. So then we're going to do that, and if that doesn't work, then else, actually let's back the else off to 1. Then if that doesn't work, we're going to print does what the hell, and then end. Okay. Okay, now if we type Wi-Fi, it should go into a loop. Okay, it's unresponsive. This is good. Okay, it's awaiting orders. So now if we go to the computer right here, we should be able to send Frank a message. I don't remember how to do that though. So we're gonna go to help rednet, and it is rednet.send, then the receiver ID and the message, which I'm assumed has to be in quotes. So we're gonna do rednet.send The message, oh, I'm sorry, first Frank, I guess. I don't know if that has to be in quotes. And then we're going to send him dance like that. No such program. Ah, because I'm not in Lua. Rednet.send Frank dance. Oh my lord, zombie. And come on, guys. Not cool. Now what this is going to do is it's going to send the message dance to Frank. Crap. Oh, it worked. Oh, look at that. He's getting down, and I think he ran out of fuel. Oh, I pressed a key. Hold on. Do it again, Frank. Do it again. Oh. Oh, look at that turtle dance. Oh, sweet. Can I dance? Can I stand on him? Oh, no, he's going to hurt me. Sweet. So that works. I didn't program a stop into this function, so he'll just dance forever, I think. But we're just going to go ahead and stop him from dancing. That's enough of that, Frank. You done good, Frank. So now we've covered how to... We didn't really cover, but I kind of touched on how to assign variables. I'm going to go back into this code, and I'm going to kind of define each bit a little more in depth. So we're going to go over here. We're going to edit the Wi-Fi function, or Wi-Fi program. I keep calling it function. Rednet.open is a function. Wi-Fi is a program that's composed of many functions. So what this program does is first it opens the right peripheral, which happens to be a wireless modem. That's why the rednet function. Then it prints awaiting orders. Print is the command you use to print things on the screen. It literally prints whatever in quotes. The syntax on this I don't actually understand. I'm not sure why it's ID, comma, message. I'm not sure why this ID is necessary, but it needs to be there because I tried it without it earlier and it doesn't work. So this sets the variable message to equal whatever comes in through rednet receive. Then it clears everything. Then if the variable message that is received through rednet is equal to this string here, dance, then it runs the shell dance. Otherwise, it prints what the hell. So let's actually try that and see if we can get an error. So we're going to run the program Wi-Fi, and it's awaiting orders, and we're going to send it not rednet, send Frank. We're not going to send it dance. We're going to send it tunnel, another command. True. And now he should say, what the hell? And he did. Awesome. So now, while that may not seem like a really important thing to have done, taken up a whole episode to do, it's actually really important because what this means is that I can create programs on the turtle that'll run in loops. And when we go to this if statement, the if message equal dance, we can have it check for multiple things. We can have it run, I think there's a way to have this this thing here be the message. So I would be able to send it TurtleOS commands and it would just do them. And combine that with GPS, I'd be able to figure out where the turtle was. I could ask it if there's a block in front of it. If so, go ahead and tunnel 40 blocks, turn around, come back, dump it in a chest, and then I could have it come home. I could do all kinds of crazy stuff with these turtles. I'm not saying that's going to get done anytime soon. That's going to be a lot of man hours, and I'm not that familiar or comfortable with this coding language yet. Like I said, it's been a long time since I've done any kind of coding. But this is a good place to be right now. We figured out a lot of the essentials. Didn't really figure out a use for this monitor, but what I hoped would be able to be done is all these things that he's telling me here would print to this monitor, and I would assign each little turtle a color. So Frank here would be red, because I like red and he was my first turtle. So every time he does something new, like let's say he has just filled up his inventory and he's going dump at a chest, it would show up in red, Frank is emptying contents at chest. And then if, let's say, Ricky over here was cutting down trees or something, and he just cut down a bunch of trees and filled up his inventory and was emptying in a chest, it would say Ricky just emptied his inventory. And these are the kind of things that really interest me, and it's gonna be a lot of work off camera, a lot of man hours put in just for me to learn the language, because I'm not sure of the commands yet. Like, I know what I want to do. The problem with computers is computers don't speak English, so you have to translate what you want into a language they can understand. And as you can see, this cluster of text is their language. But one last thing before we go is I'd like to figure out how to get this little guy to tell this big guy what he's doing. So I'm gonna go Google around a little bit and see if I can figure out how to do that. Or actually, let's do this. Before I succumb to this little turtle, I'm gonna go help monitor. Actually, let's go help print. That's probably no. Let's help monitor. Okay. Hello, blah 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 blah. Okay, what it looks like is what I would have to do is I'd have to have this computer talk to the turtles. And I would have to set up functions on this computer, or programs on this computer, that would translate the messages sent from the turtle and spit it out to the monitor. So what I would have happen is, instead of this guy saying print blah blah blah, he would send this guy he would send the computer a message that says returning to chest, or going back to tunnel, or I need more fuel, things like that, like really important information. And I could have this guy say, need more fuel. Send that message over here to this computer. This guy get the message, need more fuel, from Frank over here, and it would say, boom, Frank needs more fuel. So I'm going to fiddle around with this for a minute and see if I can figure out how to get these print commands working. And I'll be back in a minute, guys. Alright, guys, I think I have something set up here. Two good things. One, I think I have something set up here. And two, I found a use for this monitor. I put the turtle over here, and remember how we were editing on the monitor and I didn't see a use for it? Well, there's a use for it. I didn't have to walk over here and check the little turtle screen and then come back over here and edit my program. I could just sit here and edit and have that big old monitor showing me what I needed to see. Now, what this is gonna do, it's a really simple program, and it won't work with any more than one turtle because I just have Frank in here right now. So I haven't figured out how to differentiate between who sent the message. Ideally, Frank here, where you see this name Frank, would be interchanged for the sender's ID. And I'm sure there's a way to do that. I just don't know how because I'm a newbie. But what this function does is very similar to what the other function does on the turtle. It first opens RedNet on the top, makes sure our wireless router or modem is on. Then it prints monitoring minions, and it'll wait for a message to be received. Once it receives a message, it'll save it to the message variable and clear its screen, and then it'll check if the message says need fuel. Then it'll write to the monitor, Frank needs more fuel. If it doesn't, it'll say unknown turtle communication, and then the program ends. Ideally, I would have that set to a loop, but I don't have that set up yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy to stop doing that. Okay, and I'm gonna put this little buddy over here. Oh wow, it stays. Wait. That's odd. It says terminated, but whatever. Monitor left clear. And clear. Okay, so we've got a blank monitor now. We're going to go ahead and run the program that I believe I wrote on the disk. Yeah, I named the program Overlord because it's fitting. And I'm expecting an equals in there. So I have to go edit the Overlord program. I'm missing something. What am I missing? Oh, I see what I did. I this does not need to be like that. It needs to be like this. Yeah, now it should work. Monitoring minions. Actually, no, I'd like it to not do that. Let's have it set up to where it will go monitor print. There we go. So now, instead of it showing it on the little screen, it should show it on the big screen. Attempt to call index nil. Maybe I have to define a direction. Monitor print left. Let's try this. Equal expected. Why was it working a second ago, but it's not working now? Maybe... Oh, let's try this. Just like that. I'm gonna iron this out and I'll be right back, guys. Alright, guys. Got it to work in a very odd way, but I did get it to work, so I guess that's all that matters. Oops. The way I had to do it, because something's wrong with my code, but I have it set to where when I run the Overlord program, it will run a shell command, and it'll run the shell command minions. Well, on the disk, I wrote a program called minions, and what minions does is minions runs another shell run that it runs the command monitor left minions text, which says it'll run the command minions text on the monitor to the left. And what that means is that minions text just says print monitoring minions. That's probably the least efficient way I could have possibly done that, but my code was misbehaving and I'm impatient, so I did it that way. So now if I run the program Overlord, awesome, it works. And I'm going to go ahead and monitor left clear that monitor, and then I'm going to go Overlord, boom, monitoring minions. Now, if this little guy sends a message that says need fuel to that guy, that monitor should change, and it should say Frank needs fuel. So I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to go to the Lua command prompt and say rednet send. We're going to send Skynet the message need fuel. False. Why is that false? Rednet send receiver ID and message. Oh, did I set this guy's ID to Skynet? I thought I did. 1 second. ID. It's labeled Skynet, but is his ID Skynet? No, it's not. That's why it didn't work. You are now Skynet. ID still null. I think I have to do ID equals Skynet. ID Skynet. There we go. Okay. Run the Overlord program again. Cool. Monitoring minions. Now we're going to go here, and we're going to send this guy a message. Rednet send. We're going to send Skynet the message need fuel. False. Why is it false? Stop being false. Rednet send. Oh, I didn't turn my little router on. Oopsies. How do I do that? Rednet. Rednet open. That's on the right. Bingo. Okay. Boom. True. Didn't work. Damn it. Alright, Skynet need fuel. He should be monitoring. Oops, it broke. Okay, so that means there's an error in our code here. Because of this little bit. Well, just a proof of concept before this episode ends. I'm just going to go ahead and change this to print because the monitor's misbehaving. So that's going to say print. Instead of printing to the monitor, it's just going to print to the screen. So let's see if that works. And if it does, I'll be happy. That means my code's not broken completely. Okay, he's monitoring minions. Now we're going to go ahead and send that command again. And now this should say, Frank needs fuel. Awesome, it works. And that's about all the time I have today to play around with computers. I'll do a little bit more work off camera and kind of just fiddle around and get more familiar, because I mean, it's pretty obvious that I have to do things like reference multiple programs to get some text on a screen. What am I going to do when I'm trying to manage 4 to 5 turtles with a GPS locating system? It's probably not going to end that well. So me and Frank here are going to go play in the fields, and I'll see you guys later. I'm Aaron, and thanks for watching.